I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Name.
to call you a fucker.
That's a beautiful way to start. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
What?
So, in our last session, I'm going to actually explain the map for you guys. It's not the route you took out of Whitebridge. It's not an anglerfish. Basically, while you guys are at this meeting in Keen's dream house, and I mean like his house that is a dream, not where he wishes to live. Though I suppose that could be it too. They lay out a map, and Lady Celine has drawn all the information that they have, which is obviously not much. The red territory is what we know is under demon control. The circle around the Sunset Tower is the siege, and they do have some happy news to report that because of the gnomes' influence and some really brave fighting from the orcs that are in Sunset Tower, they have pretty much closed off the underworld to the attacking forces. The main reason why they were able to encircle it was surprise. And when it comes down to it, as good as the Mother and her forces are, they're not gnomes. And the gnomes have pretty much effectively shut down the underground around the Sunset Tower. So, the line you see is the supply line for the siege, going overground. Then, to the left, you see the green area is what the orcs still control, and the black area is what the Lich King has control of, and you'll notice that the orcs are being pushed back. They've almost reached the village of Wogaha, which is the capital of Zolgaha. Though, to be fair, while it's the capital, it's not like other capitals. It's a very tribal nation, so if one falls, it's not going to be too detrimental to the others, unlike if Whitebridge fell, like it did.
Yeah.
So,
Remember, Squee.
so that is what you're seeing on the map, and that is information that Lady Celine is able to impart on you guys. They have no information, no intelligence from Coalhaven or Luthien, and obviously no intelligence from the north. Windfall Isle is pretty much in the same state you left it in, as far as everyone knows, and Moonhelm, well, you guys are well aware of what's going on in Moonhelm.
Okay. Does Lady Celine actually have a way of communication with Jarek on Windfall Isle?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can safely say yes. She's not crazy enough that she would send a party down there with no way of contacting them. So yes,
She's talking to one of her eggheads. She ain't talking to me.
yeah. I was gonna say. I know Jarek so well now. I was gonna say I doubt it would be direct communication with Jarek. I would say it'd probably be communication with the party.
Yeah.
Though it might not be through lack of effort.
Okay.
On one person's part.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Did we want to go ahead and do this whole try and find the clockwork giants, if I recall correctly?
The mechanical golems.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mechanical golems.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yep.
Yep. I would enjoy it. Would you guys want to have the dwarves help out the orcs afterwards?
Sure. I mean, that was the most popular plan. Unless I don't think we really need to revisit the specifics of it until a little bit later, because right now the dwarves are still training for 3 weeks. So,
I know.
but yeah,
my question-
no, I think it's something that both the Lich King and everyone else would least suspect. And when you're kind of fighting on the back foot, so to speak, you gotta do what people least suspect.
Okay. And we wanted to not only help the orcs, but possibly take out the Lich King?
Yeah, we gotta eliminate him.
All right.
We're trying to do so. We're trying to break his alliance between that and the demons, but we don't know how well that's taken hold. But we can't fight on two fronts. So yeah.
Yeah. It might be worth it to try and inform Jarek of our plan and ask if he would either like to be a part of it or of the plan of trying to take out the Lich King. Which he will probably laugh to, but still.
I was about to say, he's going to laugh at us and then be like, no, too busy.
Yes.
Well, we don't know. Like I said, we'll cross.
That's
Let's
true.
not plan
That's
too
true.
far into the future. We're kind of going by week here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good plan.
You have 3 weeks before the Dwarven army is going to be ready for anything, honestly. So,
Yeah. We'll take it step by step and day by day.
One decision as far as Lady Celine is concerned that she wants to ask your input on. Do you guys feel it is better for her to try and keep Dementia's full attention or not?
Well, we were already hinted that now that we killed her son, Dementia is probably going to be coming for us. Although, like if Dementia wants to come for us, she's going to come for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we can harry her in any way, distract her, that might kind of work to our advantage. So, sure.
Yeah. Possibly try and delay her over at the Sunset Tower until we're able to get the orcs and everything together, and then come around
Lady
and
Celine,
catch her over there.
excuse me, sorry. Lady Celine, while she looks a bit tired, she grins a bit mischievously and says, "I think I can handle that."
Okay.
And if you can't, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We have the books, so please let us know.
We need to know if that bitch is coming for us.
Yes.
We would like to know.
Lady Celine will nod and say, "I will give you whatever warnings I can."
Excellent.
Okay.
So, with that, is there anything else you guys need from the meeting? Queen Alana, Lady Celine, or King Vamgalir before they head out?
I'm
I
good.
think I'm good.
I think so.
Okay. Then King Vamgalir, excuse me, would say that he is going to take his leave, that the party please come speak to him at their leisure the next day, and he will aid in any way he can to prepare you for what he calls Tolan the Mad's Labyrinth.
Oh, fun. That's a fun name.
He nods.
Yeah.
And then he takes his leave. Lady Celine raises an eyebrow and says, "I haven't ever heard it called that before." And then she just nods and says, "You're in for a time, from what I hear." And then she nods to Queen Alana. "I think it's time we be getting back, don't you?" And Queen Alana will nod. And then she will very serenely embrace Finn. Queen Alana, not Lady Celine.
Okay, good. I was gonna be like, Celine. No, Finn will hold her back or hug her back.
And then the two of them will depart. So it is the party, Olivia, and that's it.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So first, to start us off, Keen will just start making dinner.
What you making, Keen?
I am making a selection of meat pies.
Oh. Finn just kind of stares, not sure if that's good or bad.
You'll like it, trust me.
Okay, I'll trust you. Got anything to drink around here?
Yeah. Downstairs there should be a couple of kegs of beer.
Yes.
Like to.
Cole, come on,
Help yourself.
let's go check it out.
Cole will follow Finn. Excuse me, it's been a while. Finn.
Buddy?
Finn, right?
All right. So you get downstairs and you after King Vamgalir. Okay. All right. So you'll get downstairs. It's very very large for a basement, at least as far as you've seen in Whitebridge. There are 2 kegs and an assortment of wines.
Well, Cole, what do you think we should break out?
He's obviously eyeing the 2 large barrels.
All right, do you want to grab them?
He gently walks over, bends down, straddles both of them, picks them up.
Perfect. Okay, let's go back up with the others.
She's gonna have a hard way getting up. How tight is the
So he's
The
like trying to go through the door.
It should
Just
be
keeps
just
walking.
enough for you as an orc to fit in, but it's going to be tough with the barrels. You're going to need to
Just
like hold
carry
it
the barrel in
sideways.
front of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Colt, here, let me help. Finn's like going on our tippy toes, trying to like kind of gently grab at the barrels and assist.
Cole will outstretch one of the barrels to hand to Finn.
Finn will grab hold of the barrels and say, or grab hold of the barrel and say, "Okay, I got it."
And he will let go.
She's got it.
Finn
Go
will
ahead.
fall instantly, dropping the barrel. It crashes to the ground.
Well,
Cole, I
We'll
don't
try.
have it.
I'll get that one later.
yeah.
He's
You can
going
leave that.
to carry the one like he has holding his big pot belly up the staircase.
All right, and when you get back
Guys,
to
look what we got.
Booze. Good.
yeah, when you get back to the dining room, I will hand out a mug for everybody, including Olivia, and then get back to the kitchen and continue preparing the meal. It looks like we are having 3 different types of meats. One is chicken, one is mutton, and one is beef.
Ooh, perfect.
We're making a pie of each.
I will point out that while Keen is cooking, Olivia goes up to him and they seem to have a quiet conversation that is too low for you guys to hear details, but the general feeling is that Olivia seems very upset at first with some hand waving. There is some talking between them, and then things get much quieter. And when Olivia comes back to the table to sit down, she's, for lack of a better term, a very distant and somewhat dreamy look.
While
Okay.
walking down to get the second barrel, if Finn is accompanying him for this,
Sure, I can help.
he will whisper to her about him not ever eating mutts before.
I have no idea what the hell mud is, Cole, but Keen seems to like it, so let's give it a try. Maybe it's really good. Who knows? Human food is weird, I know.
And he's
Your food's weird. Just kidding.
it sparkles in his eyes while he's getting the second barrel.
All right. Bring it back up.
Brought it back up.
Right.
All right.
Play by play.
Play by play, day by day.
Hmm.
And by the time the second barrel is up, all of the Keen will have all the food on the fire, and then we'll rejoin everybody while they cook.
So Keen, how do you feel any different? Finn's she's holding a mug up and sipping at it, staring at him.
Kinda. I feel a lot stronger and faster, but I don't know. It's strange. My arms and elbows don't hurt as much. Well, they pretty much don't hurt at all. It's weird.
Oh. So the change, I guess it helped with that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pearson's going to be looking uncomfortable during this, looking between Keen and Olivia and Finn. You know the look of someone who wants to say something but really shouldn't or won't? That's the look that he has on his face.
Finn will raise an eyebrow at Pearson then.
He says, "You're inviting me into your home. I suppose that's what this is. And you're feeding me, so I'll be a good guest. But this is very strange for multiple reasons."
The
Okay.
fact that we're sort of not really here, or
That, and I'm just wondering, do you have parents, Keen?
He's going to, at that, he's going to kind of look. He's going to grow a bit distant and say, "No, not anymore."
I see, but you did have parents, and they were human, correct?
Yes.
He pauses for a moment and says, "That's who you are. That's who you were, I suppose, I guess I could say. It's strange that you would want to give that all up. Your heritage, for lack of a better word."
Please bless
Yes.
the mutton pie.
Sure thing, buddy.
What? What?
He just wanted more food. Continue, please. Sorry.
It's still cooking. Give it some time to cook. Oh
Oh,
God.
Finn and Cole have a mouthful of raw meat, and they look at each other.
Oh. I guess it can't be helped.
Sorry,
Well-
it's been a long day, buddy. Wow, I just called you buddy, Keen. Finn looks
Yeah.
at her mug and then looks back at him and kind of giggles.
I've been through a lot, Pearson. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. And
As have I.
for the most part, I guess I can say, when I was human, I've only known pain. There's been nothing. After my parents had died, there was nothing good in my life. Then he will look over to Olivia, except for her. And I want to be with her as long as possible.
Olivia
I
staring
s-
at her mug.
I suppose I can sympathize with that. It's still just very odd. So,
No,
don't
I understand.
chagrin me for being distant.
That's fine. I completely understand.
Okay. And for the night, Pearson will politely eat his meal and drink a mug or two. But he won't be staying for much chit chat. He'll just politely excuse himself and then leave for the evening.
Yeah.
Finn will chase after him if he will stop.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, of course.
Hey, Pearson.
Hmm.
Everything okay?
Yes. Well, no, he would say. He would correct himself. I am just homesick, you see. It was, and the whole Keen situation. Although I understand on some level about what he did for the she-dragon that he loves, I just can't really wrap my head around it. I don't know if I ever will, honestly. But that's not really his problem. It's mine. So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it's weird, but I mean, if Carla was a dragon, would you become a dragon for her?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't think I would have fallen in love with Carla if she were a dragon. You understand?
Really?
I mean, yes.
Not like any. You only like humans?
Yes. Well, I don't. Oh. He pauses for a moment and he says, "It's not that I have anything against a race of people. I have dealt with dwarves and I have heard tales of orcs and dealt with a few of them, including individuals of a mixed race, half elves and a sword. But even though that is extremely few and far between, for me, what makes a man or a woman in that case is their deeds. However, dragons, on the other hand, you have to understand, before all the portals opened, I never even heard. I mean, I never saw a dragon. They were tales. They were monsters who coveted gold, right? That would raid the land and do as they will. Creatures of great magic and prowess. It's like saying that you're in love with Shalta in a way. That you're
Well-
in love with an actual monster. So it is hard for me to get my head around, that's all.
That's true, but from the looks of it, Keen was, I guess, under the impression that she was human for the longest time. So I guess love came before all of that situation.
That is true, Finn. But if there's one thing Carla and I never did with each other is deceive one another. And in past conversations with Keen, it looks like him and Olivia like to play little games. I don't play games with the ones I love. I play games with the people I want to deceive and manipulate. Those two things, Carla showed me, cannot bleed into each other.
Well, that may be true, and Finn will kind of look a little bit more meek and understanding, but she'll kind of pat him on the shoulder and say, "But love does take all shapes and forms and sizes. Maybe it's the alcohol talking. It probably is. Wow, I'm really hungry. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. They seem happy, maybe, and if not, we'll be there. Just take care of yourself, okay?"
I will do my best, Finn. And thank you. I haven't had a heart-to-heart with anyone in quite some time.
Yeah, well, alcohol opens all sorts of doors. I think I'm going to go lay down on
Yes,
the
it
floor.
does.
I'm feeling a little dizzy. Pearson,
Okay.
I'll see you later.
You bet. Okay.
All right. So, Finn is laying on the floor.
Yep, Finn walks back after Pearson leaves, and she kind of looks at everyone, shrugs, and then lays down on the floor, and then she'll raise her hand and say, "Pass me another mug."
Okay, you sure you don't want water?
No. Definitely need more alcohol.
All right.
Woo!
Keen will pass her a mug.
Yeah.
Cole, what is Cole doing?
Eating all of your food.
All right. I'm not going to stop you.
All right then.
Even the uncooked food in the pantry?
No, he's not going to be rifling through pantries, but anything on the table that is not specifically in front of another person, he's going to be taking for himself and eating it.
A question. Finn's known Cole quite some time. Is this normal for Cole to be eating so much?
No.
So Finn, kind of like in a haze, will look up at Cole and be like, "Cole, aren't you full yet?"
He looks up like an animal thinking that there might be danger around would look up. And then he'll respond, "No," and they'll go back to the
Finn will kind of tilt her head on the floor and look at Keen and just sort of shrug and then look back at Cole and say, "You're going to
Keen
give
will shrug
yourself
as
a
well.
stomach ache." Although I might give myself a headache from this, but oh, fuck it. Cole!
What? Spitting out meat from his mouth, turning his head.
Cole, is it from the magic? Is the magic making you hungrier? Because, damn, that's a lot of food you are stuffing into your mouth.
Just not full yet.
Okay, but you're gonna get fat and you won't be able to go from tree to tree then. Well, if that's not gonna
He's
stop
gonna
you,
slow his eating, but he's gonna continue.
yeah, if that's not gonna stop you, I don't think anything will. Oh well. Keen, How bad would it look if I just fell asleep on the floor? Would it make you think less of me?
Keen, you would actually
No.
know that if you go to sleep in this kind of realm, you will actually stay there until either morning or someone wakes you up and you go. You have to physically decide to leave, so.
Yeah. You can stay here if you want. Just curl up on the couch, maybe?
No, the floor's nice. She'll kind of
mean-
roll.
Keen will look over to Olivia. Is that fine?
Olivia would look back and say, I guess. I mean, it's not like we always made it. Yes, I'm sure it's fine.
Thanks, Olivia.
Okay.
You know, maybe I was wrong about you. You seem like you're okay. You seem quiet, Olivia. You seem. Do you need some? Do you need some of this?
Olivia will be quiet for a long time, and then she'll say, yes, I think maybe I do.
That's the spirit. Come on, Olivia. Let's live a little.
She's gonna join Finn.
Oh boy.
All right. I can't think of anything else that.
All right.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
All right, then if you guys want, basically what'll happen is you are welcome to stay as long as you want. When either you choose to leave or when dawn comes, you will find yourself actually at the dining table where you guys all touched the artifact in the first place. Those who left early would have found yourselves at the table, and then of course you would have been offered a room to stay in, a very comfortable room, except for the fact that, well, actually, no, because this is a dwarven palace and they have many guests, there would be plenty of, this time, there'd be plenty of rooms you could be given that had beds that would fit you. Last time, I guess Fabrizio didn't really seem to care. So you would find a very comfortable room, very well furnished, and one thing that you would notice, all of you, when you get back, while if you ate food, you feel nourished. If you slept, you feel rested. However, if you drank a lot, like some people, you don't have a hangover.
Fucking score.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So, you guys, like I said, is it safe to skip ahead to the morning, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You would receive a polite summons from the king, the type that is not urgent, but that he would like to speak to you at your leisure.
Sure.
Cool.
I will answer.
All right. So give me a second. While I move everyone over to the not dead Fabrizio stuff.
Woohoo.
You guys will basically you'll be given a hearty breakfast first. The king is not so rude that he is going to demand to see guests without breakfast. Even though, like I said, if you ate there, you may or may not be hungry. It will still be offered to you nonetheless. So then, after you eat or choose not to eat, whatever is up to you, you guys will be gained a given entrance to the throne room, where you will find. Give me a second as I pull out the king. He is here somewhere. Ah, there we go.
Then approach it.
Oh my god, he's so big. Alright. Let me move you guys over. Did it not move over?
Yeah, move
Yeah,
on.
I
here.
moved over.
Didn't move over for me. That's odd.
Well,
Well, okay then.
it's fine.
Oh, it probably helps if I rejoin as player. Alright. So you're gained entrance to the throne room. And basically you are ushered up to the throne, where you will find your characters positioned before you. The throne room actually looks brighter than it used to before. You find now that there are shutters towards the top of the room that let in sunlight, that actually cause the copper and golden and bronze to shine, and gives the room a splendor that you had never seen before. And it makes it all that much more impressive. It is truly one of the richest and fanciest rooms in the realm. And you will be ushered towards the king, and the king will be sitting on his throne, and he will acknowledge you, and he will say, "I trust that you have rested well."
Yeah.
Yes,
I did.
we
Well
have.
as one can.
Vamgalir will nod, and he will say, if you still have any ailments or injuries, of course our physicians can tend to you. We are still weak and recovering. However, the most dire cases have been treated.
Okay.
And with that, he will say, I am obviously very busy, so I will get straight to the point, as I'm sure we all have many things to do. First, as a way of thank you for what you have done, I want to present each of you this. And he motions for an attendant, and the attendant walks up with a tray, and on the tray are 5 leather, very well worked leather bags tied with a golden type thread or little rope. And the attendant offers the tray up to each of you, and he says, "Take one each as my thank you, and as preparation for what you are about to face." And each bag contains 400 gold.
Nice.
You said they're tied with a gold string. Is the
It's-
string itself made of gold, or is it just colored
No,
gold?
it's just golden colored.
And it's just regular string.
Correct. It's like think like you know what, like the cord in a Crown Royal bag. Like that.
Those aren't the strongest things in the world. That's fine. Excellent. Thank you.
But you will find that the bag itself is actually really well made. It's finely tooled leather.
Let's
and
keep in that bag just in case.
he will he will say again, that is for my thank you, and any services that my city can provide, you are welcome to. Luckily, many of the things that you would need for the adventure that follows are not very perishable, so there should still be plenty in the city. I will tell you what I can of what you are about to face, which is not much. Toland, or as some call him Toland the Mad, was one of our brightest and best architects. He was not the first to create mechanical golems, but he most certainly was the best. He was a prodigy. He created machines that resembled lifelike objects. They could think on their own and act on their own. They were incredibly durable and incredibly difficult to take down. He was also odd. I'm sure you've heard the saying that intelligence, genius, and madness are 2 sides of the same golden coin. He had a soft spot for his creations, and he would often talk to them as his own children. Eventually, war had broken out between the orcs and the dwarves, and he was requested to send forth his golem army to aid us. He refused, saying that it was not the type of war his inventions were designed for, and that he did not think that his own people were worthy of controlling such power. With that, he shut himself in his underground laboratory and constructed what is now called Toland the Mad's Labyrinth. When he was done, many years later, he issued a challenge to any dwarf that if they could pass through his labyrinth, reach the lowest level, and retrieve the control rod, they would have control of his golem forces. With that, within a few days of issuing that, he passed away. That was many, many years ago. Many have tried, none have succeeded. Many have not come back at all. Others who did come back tell tales that are strange and wonderful and unbelievable. The only thing I can really advise you is that when you go, prepare yourself for anything and keep an open mind. Any object you take, any item you carry might help you.
The adventurers who went before, the ones who managed to come back, are any of them currently residing in this town? In your kingdom?
He shook his head. There were a few that resided here, but they have long since passed away. We dwarves live a long time, but only the oldest and wisest adventurers even attempted it, and like I said, that was decades ago. There are a few who might yet live in other towns of Moonhelm, though it would take time to travel there and seek them out.
Okay. What do you guys think?
I think we should go and figure this out for ourselves. The only last question I have to ask for the king is that he issued this challenge to dwarves. Any dwarf who could retrieve the control rod. Would our very presence disqualify us from such a prize, since we are not dwarven?
King Vangular King Vangular shakes his head. There have been other adventurers who have tried. Tolan was very odd. He did not hold dwarves as better than any other races, but he couldn't imagine why any other race would have an interest in his golems. So he always assumed that only dwarves would try. However, I can say that others have entered the labyrinth and returned not dead. I believe you will be fine.
You hesitated when you said not dead. It implied that they were changed somewhat. How so?
He shakes his head. He says, "My apologies. My hesitation is only because I do not wish to steer you wrong. If they were changed in any way, it was simply that they were not able to rise to a challenge, and defeat can be bitter on some tongues."
So, this madman, this inventor of these creatures, he was the one who designed this entire dungeon, correct?
Yes, though I would assume that he put his own constructions to work to build such a massive thing.
Any insight you could give us on who this man was, his personality, his likes, his dislikes, his vulnerabilities? Same things might be reflected in his creations.
I can offer this. Tolan was a lover of fine jewels and flashy displays. If you enter his labyrinth, I have heard reports of entire rooms made out of sapphires and emeralds. He is also fond of his creations. As I said, he would speak to them as if they were his own children. It is fair to assume that the creations might react unkindly if you speak ill of him. I do not myself think that any of the creations are, for lack of a better word, sentient. They are not as you or I, but they display a remarkable level of intelligence.
Okay. Did Tolan the Mad fear anything?
The king nods sadly. He feared that his creations would be used for the wrong reason. That is...
And what was... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, that is the only fear I ever knew in that dwarf.
When you say the wrong reason, did he ever articulate what he meant by that?
He shakes his head. No. I do not know what better reason there could be than defending the honor and pride of the Dwarven home brothers. But obviously that was not what he was referring to.
Very well, that's all the questions I have.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
I'm good.
If no one else has any questions, basically, you are bid farewell. The king wishes you luck in your endeavors, for victory for you means victory for everyone. And then he ushers you away. And as you are leaving, as you are walking towards the end of the throne room, you are stopped by a shorter than usual dwarf with bright red hair, and he wears brown, intricate robes. And Drawlin, you would know him as one of the court mages, a dwarven mage who is extremely talented in earth magic, namely the summoning of earth elementals or the manipulation of the earth itself. His name is Hrothgar, and he is not exactly the most pleasant of dwarves, and that means a lot for a dwarf. He stops you, and he says, "Might I have a word with your party for a moment?"
Okay.
Drellin levels a glare at Hrothgar.
Hrothgar will level a glare back at Drawlin. "He may come if you insist, but I think you'll like to hear what I have to say."
You know this guy, Drawlin?
Stop wasting our time. Get on with it.
Apparently he does.
He will scowl and then look back to you, and he will say, "I understand that you are planning to delve the depths of Tolan the Mad's labyrinth. I have not had the chance to try myself. I have been far too busy with more important matters. But should you succeed, I would like to purchase the rod from you. Of course, I am not suggesting that we would not give it to the king or use it in the king's service, only that you know nothing of our golems or our ways. I am an expert. I would be able to best use the army to its fullest potential. And for the right to be the one holding the control rod, I would be willing to reward you handsomely."
How so?
He spreads his hands. "I am very rich."
Coin then, yes?
Coin, or magical artifacts if you prefer.
We'll consider it.
See that you do. If this force is to be used properly, it must be in capable hands.
Whoa. If we are capable enough to find and retrieve the scepter, the control rod, one would assume that we would have proven our capability.
He will look at you with a bit of disdain and say, "That's a rather ignorant assumption to make."
Finn laughs at that.
I have spent 20 years of my life learning how golems work. You don't know a thing about them. Oh, I'm sure that you might be able to bash your way through the challenges, and I would be suitably impressed. But I am not here to respect you or coddle you. I am here to offer you a transaction that we would both find lucrative.
All right. Listen. If you're so keen on it, why don't you just do it yourself? You know so much about golems and all of that. Surely you would be a much better fit than we would.
Pearson gives a very proud smile to Finn.
Finn winks at Pearson.
He sputters a bit and says, "Well, as I said, I have very many things to do. I am one of the most prominent mages in the court,
Oh,
and
I'm
I am
sure
needed."
you are.
Come now, you four. We have work to do.
All right,
Yeah.
Drolin. We'll talk to you later.
Remember what I said.
And
Yeah,
Drolin will
I will.
begin to like clank forward, and then he'll look and actually offer a very, very mischievous dwarven smile and say, 20 years, huh? Completely helped save the king. Good work. And will disdainfully reach out and pat the court mage on the shoulder before walking away.
He
And we'll
will.
have back another giggle.
He will. And this would be the first time anyone in the party has actually seen this. Well, not true.
Is
Maybe
he going
you.
into a rage tantrum?
I will say it this way: you have not seen stares like this since the night you killed the fake king. He stares daggers into Drolin's back, and then huffs away.
Let him try.
I like you, dwarf. I like you.
Pearson will remark, I've seen many men like that on the streets of Whiterun. They find themselves superior, but always go to those they deem lesser to do their dirty work. Truly, they're just cowards.
He leaves a bad taste in my mouth, honestly.
Yeah, for good reason.
I'm sure.
Give me 1 second.
1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
All right.
Un momento.
Sorry, was someone going to say?
Nope,
Nothing.
we're leaving.
Normally, I would not recommend to you four outsiders to purchase things, not without me. However, since we saved the entirety of the city of Vamgalir last night, I think you will find rates to be far more reasonable. Take care of the purchases you require before we leave.
Ah, yes, actually.
Done. I've already done so.
I was going to say, actually, as a matter of fact, and I should have mentioned this before, I didn't think of it until Grim said something. Everything is going to be at the same price as normal, not double. In showing for appreciation of what you have done.
Wow.
Nice.
So I
How
was going to say
generous,
like
you're not
minus
ripping
like
us
10% or something, but then I realized I'd have to math, and I'm not math. So everything is normal price, what you see on the shopping list, which is unheard of in the Dwarven Kingdom.
No, no, people are hearing it because we're getting it.
Yep.
Yep.
So you all have plenty of time to make purchases. I am also going to take this opportunity as a GM to say two things. One, sorry. One, even it might be a good idea for you guys to even just think about common day items. You really have no idea what might be useful to you. And I'm going to say this once and once only. Anything you face down there, even if it seems like you have one way of doing it, even if you're told there's one way of doing it, I as a GM am open to experimentation in any way, shape, or form. And I want that to be said because I don't want to get halfway down there and be like, well, we were told there's one way. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say that once before it even starts. I am looking for creativity and open minds.
Great. We're gonna hold you to it.
Then you shouldn't have decided to GM a tabletop game.
Let me go shop.
Mother never called me smart. Wait. Oh.
Oh, wow. I'm so
A
sorry.
single tear falls.
Da, 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 da.
So, you guys are, like I said, I will give you guys some time to peruse the list if you need. Is there any questions? And then, or is there anything anyone wants to do in between shopping and the actual entrance to the labyrinth is within the city itself? So it will not be hard to get to.
How
You
convenient.
know.
I know Cole's gonna do something. While walking, he's going to hold the pouch, looking like he is trying to keep all the coins in, but still kind of moving them around with his finger. He looks increasingly agitated and just closes the bag and holds it out to Finn.
Then we'll take it and drop it with the rest of her coins.
All right. And here's what I will do too, to so that we don't like if you guys need a little extra time or so that we don't spend 20 minutes or whatnot, I will allow you guys to retroactively purchase a few things as long as it's not like, oh my god, I really could use this. I bought that kind of thing. So basically, like for the next half hour or so, you guys can peruse, and if you want to like get something, then you are more than welcome to.
I suppose my stock of javelins may be down.
That would actually be replenished for free. No dwarf is going to, even for an orc, no dwarf is going to begrudge you refilling your javelins after what you guys have done.
All right.
Destiny point, we all have rebreathers for the underwater section. Oh, man.
All right. So, what we will do... Oh, and Burn, we'll say 100 gold for what you're asking.
Okay.
So, is there, like I said, is there anything else anyone wants to do, or do you guys want to just shop and head towards the labyrinth?
I have nothing else role-playing wise.
I'm good.
That is it, role-playing wise.
Yep.
Okay. So, you guys are met by one of the guards when you're done shopping, and he very politely bows and says, I have been asked by our illustrious king to guide you to the entrance of the labyrinth. And he begins to lead you, and he seems very young for a dwarf, and he keeps looking at you guys in a sense of awe as you walk. Like you see him, you catch him sneaking stares at you guys with an odd expression.
Finn will smile every time she catches him staring.
He will blush and quickly look away anytime anyone catches him doing it.
Cool.
He will continue to lead you guys through the streets, which are already looking much more lively. Everyone looks gaunt and thin still for dwarves, but their insatiable constitution is starting to kick in, and some of them are already starting to get back to work and opening their shops and going about the business of rebuilding and preparing the military for war.
Mm-hmm.
All right, young one. I know that look. You may ask me one question.
He will stutter and say, "Well, no, are you really going to try and get to the bottom of the labyrinth?"
Indeed, we are, as we freed the king.
He nods quickly. Says, I'm sure if anyone could do it, it could be you. I've never seen anyone try before. It's an honor.
Drolin will smile, a polite smile, at the guide.
And he will walk forward with a renewed sense of pride and march you guys to the entrance of the labyrinth. Is in the oddest of all places. It seems to be smack dab in the middle of the city, right in the middle of a street. If you look at the map that I have you guys on, that thing that looks like a well in the center, that is actually a circular door that is really well constructed. And when the guard leads you to there, he does some thing with his hands to it, and it slides open, and you see stairs leading down, and he says, there you go. Good luck to all of you.
Drolin looks back at the others conspiratorially and say, the best way to tell an outsider is to see how they react to the well.
I see.
Cole's going to be the first to step up to the edge and look down.
The stairs continue for as far as you can see. They spiral downwards.
Finn will follow suit.
Yep. And Cole will just, I guess, march down the stairs, I suppose.
Finn will
Pearson will be
shrug.
Pearson will be the last down because he wants to have a quick word with the young dwarf.
Cool.
Okay.
I will follow after Cole.
I'll light a torch and follow after.
I'll follow after Keen, chuckling to myself, you might have to crouch down, Cole. The stairs were not built for one of your size.
True to his word, Cole finds that he has to hunch over.
Pearson reaches into his backpack, takes out his torch and his flint and tinder, and as he lights it, he asks, "There is something that you said that interested me. You said it was a great honor. What did you mean by that? What have we done to honor you?"
He looks at you for a while, and then he says, as honestly as he can, "I almost starved to death down there. I can only imagine that I would be dead now if it weren't for you. That is what I mean by an honor."
Oh, so you are grateful for our assistance.
I am grateful for your assistance, and grateful to have known someone so strong.
The words in your voice, the way you say it, implies that you are putting us up on some sort of pedestal. That we do great things. But let me remind you of something. When I was younger, I admired people as well for doing amazing, strong, ruthless things. Don't honor other people. Honor yourself. If you want to use us as an example, then so be it. But save your energy and improve upon yourself. Make your own destiny. Don't haze your mind with fantasies of great people. Become great. And with that, he'll descend.
The dwarf will stare after you thoughtfully. So, you guys, as you descend, as Pearson goes down, the guard closes the lid above you, and you continue down the stairs for many, many minutes. What must be 20 or even 30 minutes. And then you reach a hallway that is rather dark, made of plain stone, well put together, but the same cobblestone that you see on the streets of the dwarven capital. And you continue down this hallway for over 3 hours. You've obviously traveled beyond the scope of the city, beyond the walls of the city, underground. It is hard to tell how far underground you are, but over the course of many, many hours, the hallway does not seem to ever change, and it's hard to tell that you're making any progress at all. Is there anything you guys would like to do during this travel time?
Yeah, Pearson will remark to Drawlin and say, as he looks, as we continue to descend for time after time, looking at these walls that seem the same, Pearson will say, "I've heard great words of dwarven craftsmanship, but for the love of all the gods in the sky, could you not have decorated just a slightly bit?" It's hard to get a visual. It's hard to make a visual mental note as to how far we've been. Feels like I'm in a dream.
Perhaps you can take that up with the artificer when we reach his lair.
Maybe I will. Thank you.
I'm just tired of being underground
But
all the time.
didn't he pass away? Didn't he pass away?
Yes, he's dead.
Okay.
That was Drawlin.
so
that was just Drawlin telling me, Keen, that he didn't build it, so why am I bitching to him about it?
Drellin nods.
That makes more sense.
Gotta
Which-
preach that kind of honesty, though.
Of course.
Ugh.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah.
That's why I like you, Drawlin. No bullshit.
Yep.
Well,
Cole is obviously going to be stretching his back from the 20 minutes of bending over.
Yes, luckily the hallway is the ceiling is more than enough room for you.
perhaps I could talk to you as the others would, but perhaps I've spent too much time with the wood elves. They've rubbed off on me a bit ruder than I should be.
No. Be as rude as you'd like. Honestly, it's nicer that
Refreshing.
way.
Yeah.
I
it's
wouldn't
refreshing.
say refreshing, Keen. Finn kind of looks over at him, gives him
Hey.
a stare.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah, well,
I'd
you
ra-
know.
I'd much rather have someone call me an asshole to my face than to call me a darling with a dagger behind their back.
Bingo.
Pearson, you're an asshole.
You
Thank you.
champions are a peculiar lot.
That's a nice word for it.
Yep.
Although I really don't like that word champions, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it says. Lady Celine stamped it, sent out missives to pretty much anyone that she could. You're the champions of Lady Celine.
As long as she
over
doesn't
it.
make me wear
It's-
that ridiculous clothes again. Being a champion.
God.
Oh, you look
remember
good
that.
there, big guy. You look pretty
Ridiculous clothes. I like this story. Tell me more.
good. Well, you brought it up.
Yep.
Well, Lady Celine doesn't really know how proper battle attire should be used. Her guards are a bit on the restrictive side of clothing.
He means that they wear clothing.
Yeah.
She takes note of
Tight
the gear.
clothing.
True,
gear that
tight,
Cole has
made of
on.
leather, especially around the pants region.
Well, you know how those cast are.
Yeah.
Always wearing impractical clothing. Never have to engage in a fight, so they just stay in the back lines. That's why they never design anything specifically for you.
That's a good point, actually.
My king is a warrior king. He knows how to properly design outfits and armor.
I doubt there's any of dwarven size. Oh, excuse me, orc size.
No, very much not, no.
I think that's what Lady Celine had problems with.
Yeah, he unfortunately was forced to wear a human-sized uniform as an orc. It was actually a little bit hilarious, but still, it was an experience.
That it was.
An inspiration, then, to get the job done quicker.
Always looking on the bright side, aren't you, Drawlin?
Well, it is rather dark down here.
Ha! Yeah, it is. She kind of groans, like looking down the hallway.